Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick Games, and today I'm going to be previewing, after the buffs that Destro was given, I want to preview an AOE setup for N Plus that I've been playing in the keys that are being tested currently on the weekend of October 23rd. Alright, so the first build that I want to be testing is going to be the AOE build. I want to be testing on 4 mobs, which are going to be the target dummies here in Zuldazar, and we're going to basically be playing the same build that is current on live retail, and it's basically just rain of fire spam. So the takeaways here that I would say that you need for this build are going to be Rain of Fire, of course. Havoc is okay, but I've actually seen Mayhem actually be pretty useful here. The reason being is because when you're actually farming for your shards and you're using immolates, you can actually get lucky and get procs of Mayhem to help out your immolates to apply to other targets when you're only using it on one, so it could refresh the duration on like 1 or 2 if you get like lucky procs of Mayhem as well. And then if I do play Mayhem, I would run Pandemonium, but for now I'm just gonna run Cry Havoc, and I'm gonna run Havoc itself. You're gonna want Pyrogenics, just amplifies all your fire damage, and of course you need it in order to get to Inferno, which is basically the whole playstyle of this build. We're gonna take Fire and Brimstone. It just helps with damage while you're trying to build charge in. We're gonna be taking Rolling Havoc. What you want to do is in your infernal windows, you want to Havoc, and you basically want to weave in some incinerates and conflags to get the damage amp during your burst. You know, whenever like you pop your infernal, have like all your rains down, and you have your avatars of destruction proccing. So it's just a huge like damage amp, etc. Then we're gonna be taking Flashpoint. Oh yeah, we're also going to be taking Backdraft. It just helps with more Incinerate cast. Also, if you're just overcapping shards, you know, you might throw like Chaos Bolt or 2 out, but that's like really rare. But this is mostly just for the Incinerates that you're going to be casting and weaving in between Rain of Fire. You take Eradication. This, for a full AoE setup, is completely useless. Especially if there was always, like, supposedly, like, 4 to 8 targets, you would never actually use this. This is basically only to get to, summon Infernal. You're also going to be taking Crashing Chaos. Infernal Brain got completely gutted. It literally just got destroyed. So, I don't think there's any point to ever take this, talent ever. And then, so with the Crashing Chaos and the synergy with Grand Warlock's design, about every minute, 40 seconds to like 2 minutes, after you use Infernal, you're basically just going to be cranking out a bunch of rains, and it just makes it quicker. They cost less shards, so you're just amping up your damage more, right? On this side of the tree, you're going to be taking Ashen Remains not only to get down to this part of the tree, but you're also taking it because it actually does help with Incinerate damage when you have Immolates on the targets, especially when running Fire and Brimstone. You're going to be taking Ritual of Ruin. It's the same thing with our tier set currently on live. You're basically taking Master Ritualist to make it require less shards, so you're getting more free rains, which is basically proccing more mini infernals, so you're getting more charge in overall. Alright, now that I've gone over the damage portfolio of this build, over here, not really much to say, kind of the usual build. There's 2 things that are pure damage amps in the Warlock side of the tree build. And that's going to be Grimoire of Synergy, which you're going to need. We do not run Grimoire Sacrifice in this build, so you'll be taking Grimoire of Synergy. The uptime's pretty decent, so it's just a free 10% to your AoE. And then you're also going to be taking Soul Conduit. This is huge because we're spending so many shards like so quickly. basically applying the uptime of Soul Conduit to be a lot more beneficial. So definitely take this. Um, you can take Inquisitor's Gaze, but I think I have a test here. It's very minuscule. If you want to put the point somewhere else for like utility or healing or survivability, stamina, or even if you want to do like amplify curse, or if you want like fell pack because your group might die a lot, or if you want banish, shadow fury, you know, like if you want any of this for M plus, you could easily just take this point out and just put it elsewhere. The damage from Inquisitor's Gaze is very, very minor. Like, it's doing 1.2% with its bolt, and then every 10 casts, it'll do, like, the Fell Blast, and, I mean, it's doing 0.2% of my damage. So, to me, this is, like, if you want to min-max, like, pure ST, but for AoE, this is completely irrelevant. You can run Summon Soulkeeper. It's not bad, but it is kind of a waste of a global, because why press this when you can press a Rain, right? Now, if you had like no shards and like you're just completely out of region, like maybe throw a summon Soulkeeper, right? But in my opinion, it's just, I don't know. It's just this. I wish these felt more impactful. But other than that, I'm gonna get into DPS tests. We're gonna do probably like 2 cycles of Infernals, and then after that, we'll just look at the overall breakdown of like how the spec is and like what the damage comes from. Alright guys, here's the build I'm running. I just went over it. Just to clarify one thing, if there was a lot of targets for a long period of time, I would not run Havoc. I would probably run Mayhem, just because it can proc like multiple times on multiple targets. It's super useful that if you're able to cast like an Immolate, and then it can apply it to like 1 or 2 more targets, so you don't have to, you know, fucking tap target and try to cast everything. I think it's like a lot more useful. And then I would also run Pandemonium. But we're gonna pretend we're in like an N plus scenario. I'm gonna do like a 2.5 minute test of this build, so you can see like the AoE potential of Destro. Now, to be fair, I am only testing on 4 targets, so it's not really shining Destro's toolkit, but it's going to show you how good the buffs are and why I'm excited to play it in the upcoming expansion Dragonflight. So here we go. I'm going to do a DPS test, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below, like how it looks, what you guys think of the damage, and if y'all have any questions about the build, feel free to send anything below, and I will answer them as soon as I possibly can. But here we go, and enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. As you can see, the breakdown's pretty troll. Um, Whenever I stopped it, I was doing about 107, 108k over like a span of 2.5 minutes. And basically, the breakdown is Rain of Fire, Incinerate from Fire and Brimstone. Immolate's actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage. The aura nerf to Immolation that they did in the old build a while ago has actually significantly reduced the value of Infernal and Blasphemy. They still do pretty decent damage, but as you can see, Infernal itself is doing less value over the duration that it just did compared to Blasphemy, which is, to me, seems very undertuned. I think Infernal should definitely be doing way more damage than Blasphemy, but that's just my 2 cents. Also, if you guys are curious, I'm running Glacial Fury. It's a file. Basically, you have a chance to build stacks. The stacks have a chance to explode, and they do AOE damage split between all enemies. And for me, I think that's probably what you're going to end up be using for any AOE scenarios in M+. Rain of Fire is doing pretty substantial amount of damage. The Incinerate's doing a pretty substantial amount of damage. And the good news about playing this build is when you are running Fire and Brimstone and you're using it like incinerates, like you're weaving in between like rains, Pyrogenics is actually kind of nice because you can rain, throw a couple of incinerates. The damage amp from Pyrogenics is actually helping out with the Fire and Brimstone and your incinerate damage, so it's actually kind of a cool little synergy, you know? You're like weaving rains of fire, but then you're shooting like rains of fire, so like it's kind of cool. But other than that, that is going to be it for this video. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave anything in the comments section below, and I will get to them as quick as I possibly can. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace.